What is up, guys? Sam from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to look at undoubtedly the best run in the game to use against the nickel 335 wide meta. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level of Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players in the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website, and you can opt out at any time. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. We're going to be talking about the best run in the game that you can possibly call against the nickel 335 wide meta. And the reason that this is the best run in the game is that it is actually a very playbook specific run. It is found only in the spread offensive playbook, which is a playbook that I break down in insane detail on gridirongameplans.gg. I've got over 2 hours of breakdowns out of 2x2 spread formation. So we're talking basically your your 2x2, meaning your two receivers to the left, two receivers to the right. We're talking spread halfback weak, doubles wide flex offset, spread flex, and also the tight slot open is broken down. There's over 2 hours of content in that game plan. And then we moved on and we started to break down some of the ace content. So talk about the ace offset, the ace slot offset, the wing slot offset, wing slot weak, and wing flex weak. That has over 3 hours of content. And then we moved on and we did some of the other content on the website as well out of the doubles. And this is basically a tip that comes to you from the doubles portion of the game plan. And it is going to be run out of the normal Y off. Now, for this tip to work, you don't need any abilities. You just need a somewhat fast quarterback. And the play that we're going to be running is known as the midline read option. Now, if you take a look at this particular play here, you'll notice that this is a play that I go to very often. 144 calls at an 8 yards per play average. Really, really good. Really, really good. This is something that I think that you guys can, if you wanted to kind of run it a certain way. Let's say, for instance, that you really enjoy the ace content that is on the game plan. So all that two receiver, two tight end stuff, you could go ahead and put in a second tight end in the slot here, which would allow you to then audible from this formation into the ace offense if you wanted to. Or if you like the 2x2 spread, which is 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back, you could leave that third receiver on the field and be just fine as well. Either way, you're going to be able to run whatever you want by just making the personnel change in the slot on this. Now, let's get into why this is such a good run against the 335 wide. So, as we know, we do this every video. The most popular defense now is 335 wide, double Mabel out of the Mike Blitz 3. So, typically what you get with this is you're going to get this basically drop 9 coverage defense, or drop 8 with a spy as your 9th guy. A lot of players are going to come out in the 3-3-5 normal, and they're going to put safeties at outside linebacker, allowing you to basically then check into the 3-3-5 wide and have coverage players at that spot. We're going to skip that phase right here and just come straight out in the 3-3-5 wide with the outside linebackers on the field. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and place this ball on a hash mark. And the reason that this play is so good against the 3-3-5 wide is that inside stuff can't stop it because it is a read option of the defensive tackle. So let's say that we are setting this up, and let's go ahead and start off with our defensive line stock. Our standard defense is going to look something like this in most cases, in which you're going to be covering with this hook defender rushing 3. Sometimes they spy a guy and it's only a 2-man rush. They typically are going to shift their defensive line left or right as well. We'll get into that in a moment here. But from a standpoint of just reading the defensive line, from the offensive perspective, if you take a look at this, the read icon goes over the nose tackle. This means that all those players that like to run a inside stuff player at this spot, he is going to be optioned off, meaning that he will never ever light up on an inside stuff. Now, here's the other thing with this defense. 9 out of 10 players that run this defense, their shotgun run defense is reliant on shooting gaps. So, you know, they're going to set up their defense where they're going to hide, or they're going to stand, you know, here, or they're going to stand here. This is basically the only shotgun run in the game where this player will always be blocked. So as we kind of show you how this works here, if they shift the defensive line to one side or the other, you're going to end up with the defensive tackle on the right being the person that is the read player, not the nose tackle. So in this spot, what you're going to notice is that if I run this ball, and I'm going to have a hard time doing this, so I'm going to click off, we're going to be able to run right by this player with the R icon regardless of what they put in. So if I go to option defense, I hit right bumper, and then I say option quarterback by hitting A, we're telling Golston to play the quarterback. And what you're going to notice is that you can still run right by him. You can run right by him to the outside, and you're going to be able to pick up, you know, 8 to 10 yards. As you guys saw at the beginning of the video, 8 yards is my average with this play. So now let's go ahead and, just in case there's those of you out there that say, oh, well, the option defense is backwards. I've heard people say that before. Oh, the option defense is backwards. If you hit play quarterback, they actually play running back and vice versa. I don't really believe that to be true, but let's go ahead and play running back. So I'm going to hit option running back. So now it's going to tell Golston, because I'm going to click off of him, to play the running back. And you're going to see here that I can still pull with the quarterback, and we're off and running. And, you know, this is a big play. Really, really big play. Now, here's the other thing that's really, really dynamite about this tip. You're going to be able to run the ball almost up the middle as well with this. So with most players, what you're going to notice is that because this guy stays home, you're going to be able to, you basically can, what I'm saying is you basically can pull this with the quarterback regardless of what they put in. It negates whatever the option setting is. If they play the running back, you can run with the quarterback. If they play the quarterback, you can still run with the quarterback. And this guy is getting blocked. So what you end up with oftentimes is the ability to run the ball right up the middle, especially when the defensive player crashes on the running back. So now when this happens, this turns into a middle run, and you see how you can, you know, follow your blockers. In that situation, it looked like we had a bunch of guys over there to the left side, and we were going to try to follow them, but they ended up getting shedded just a little bit on that play. But in general, here's we run this again. If they play that running back, you're going to see Vita Vea is going to crash through, and you're just going to be able to follow right in behind him. And now right there, I just, you know, that's kind of a fluky fumble. That'll happen from time to time, but not really that frequently because it is a designed run. So as you see right here, let me go ahead and get back into this. When they're in this double Mabel, you're really going to be able to give them a lot of problems with this run. So guy crashes down. Now we're following, pick up a block. See how you can run this up the middle as well. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to see if I can, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn off a controller here. So let me go into controller select. Now I'm going to turn off the offensive controller. And go ahead and hit B here. And it's going to make me run one more play here. So go ahead and just snap the ball, run. All right, get down. Now, what we're going to be able to do here is I'm going to set up my defense. And right here, I'm going to try to crash on this. And hopefully the computer makes the right read on this. But I'm going to go ahead and do what most players do, which is attempt to try to shoot this run. And I'm going to hit play running back. Now, when the ball's snapped, I'm going to try to do my gap shoot. And you're going to see that guy goes down and he blocks me. And you see how the quarterback just pulls and runs on me? And actually, the AI just hit a touchdown on me. So, you know, this is a run that is a real problem in terms of gap shooting. I'm going to try to set this up so many different ways to counter this here for you guys, just to show how difficult this can be. So in that previous example, I tried to run right down center from, you know, about 6 or 7 yards off the ball, I want to say. Let me double check that just to be certain. Yeah, about 6-7 yards off the ball. Try to run straight through the middle, which is an inside zone gap shoot. But again, because it's an option of the defensive tackle, 72 can now go block me. You see how the body's set up on this run. So Naturally now, let me go ahead and try something like this. You know, try to offset over here, and I'm gonna hit play running back. See if I can shoot it. Ball snapped, I still get picked up. Quarterback is free to the outside. 10 yards later, you know, we're talking first down. Okay, let me go ahead and let's go ahead and shift the line that same direction again here. This time I'm gonna crash my line inside. I'm gonna see if I can try to get something kind of working here with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and stand over here. Option running back. Let's see if it blocks me. Lo and behold, it does. Yet again, it blocks me and the quarterback is free to the outside with a lot of room to run. Let's go ahead and shift the line right there. Just quick snapped on me and it blocked me again. I wasn't even ready for it. And it's still, you know, again, big yardage right there. Now let me go ahead and try something different here. I'm gonna shift the line the other direction. So I'm gonna do the shift towards the running back. Set up my double Mabel. Let's see if this does anything here. So we got him shifted the other direction. And that example looks to me like if you shift the defensive line, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the controller back up here. If you shift the defensive line to the side of the running back and crash down, it looks like it leaves both defensive tackles unblocked. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do that again here. I'm gonna shift towards the running back and crash inside with a little 3-man rush. Let's see if that does that again, because the 2 times I've done it in this video, it has worked. Yeah, and lo and behold, you got 2 guys that are coming in untouched. Now right there, he wasn't ready to make a play right there, but you can see that that kind of serves as the counter to this particular run. So if you guys are ever facing this, what I would do if I were you is I would crash the defensive line towards the running back, or shift them towards the running back and crash inside. And then that way you're going to get that left of screen player coming in. Right there, actually, it was inconsistent. So, you know, this is actually, you know, a really, really difficult run to stop. So let's go ahead and do this again here. I'm going to do the exact same tip. And that's part of what makes Madden such a challenging game from time to time is you think that you have something that, you know, works, but it ends up not working. So let's see if we do this again here, how this works. Yeah, and you see again, there he's in the backfield untouched. Honestly, you could just click onto Ndamukong Suh at this point in time and make that tackle for a loss on your own. But in general, that's going to take a while for that to kind of make the rounds here, especially this late in the year with it being June 1st. Not a lot of players really understand how to stop the midline. We just kind of stumbled onto the counter for that particular run, and it's going to require some stuff that a lot of players aren't going to want to do, which is shifting towards the running back rather than, you know, opening up the gap away from the running back. So, and on top of that, if you think about it, when I talk about the spread game plan on gridirongameplans.gg, we've got runs that take advantage of every shift. So if they want to shift towards the running back, we're going to have audibles and different runs that we could check into that attack that defense. So there's a ton of a huge level of detail in this particular scheme on Gridiron. So I would highly encourage you guys to go check it out. Again, guys, $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. Hopefully you guys found this video informational, helpful for you guys. If it's, you know, something that you want to run to kind of change the pace heading into Madden 22, I would highly encourage it. So hopefully I'll see you guys over there on the website. If not, I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab, man. Good luck.